Hello, my name is Jack Pearson. It's great to be with you all. I'm here today to share you something from this book, Discourses by Epictetus. This book changed my life, particularly a passage from one of the first pages. For those who don't know, Epictetus was a Stoic philosopher from, I believe he was born in modern-day Turkey, but he was Greek, and he was a slave in the Roman Empire, and he became one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, and he was a huge influence on Marcus Aurelius. So this comes from book one, which is titled Concerning What is in Our Power and What is Not. So just a reminder, we're reading Discourses by Epictetus. Now, this following passage is an imaginary dialogue between Zeus, so the Greek god, and Epictetus. They're talking about the ability to make use of impressions. So we might regard that as, critical thinking or something like that. Well, what does Zeus say? Epictetus, if it were possible, I would have made your little body and possessions both free and unrestricted. As it is, though, make no mistake, this body does not belong to you. It is only cunningly constructed clay. And since I could not make the body yours, I have given you a portion of myself instead, the power of positive and negative impulse, of desire and diversion, the power, in other words, of making good use of impressions. If you take care of it and identify with it, you will never be blocked or frustrated. You won't have to complain and never will need to blame or flatter anyone. Is that enough to satisfy you? It's more than enough. Thank you. So there it is. Now, what does he mean by that? Well, going back to the passage, he's talking about Zeus giving him and human beings in general a little piece of himself. The power of positive and negative impulse, of desire and diversion. The power, in other words, of making good use of impressions. He's basically talking about critical thinking. He's talking about our ability to regard something and regard it either positively or negatively, to decide whether it's something or good or bad. And in Stoic philosophy, as taught by Epictetus says that the only things that are really good are the things that we can control. So our own actions, our mind, but everything else, like that's, not those things, is outside of our control and cannot be regarded as good because we have no power over them. So in essence, it comes down to control the controllables and forget about everything else. Let the cards fall as they may. Got to remember, Epictetus was born as a slave. He's not making these teachings from a position of privilege. His body was literally the property of someone else. So when he talks about, Zeus saying he could not make the body yours, this body does not belong to you. It is only cunningly constructed clay. Epictetus knew what it meant to have your body controlled by another person. Like he was literally born into slavery. So it's actually very powerful when you think about it. He's writing from a place of deep experience, and it's clear that these teachings helped him to make sense of his place in the world and his existence in the world, and to simply focus on what he could control. Because at the end of the day, what else can any of us ever do but control what we can control? The answer is nothing. And if you take care of it and identify with it, so if you refine your ability to make use of impressions and you refine your ability to focus on, improving what you can control and disregarding what you cannot control, you will never be blocked or frustrated. So it will be a means by which to end your own mental anguish and suffering. You will never have to blame or flatter anyone. Never have to blame or flatter anyone. So you're not going to need to play sycophant to get into the good graces of people in power or anything like that. You're just controlling what you can control, and that's all you can do at the end of the day. Anyway, look, this passage changed my life. This book changed my life. So again, that's Discourses by Epictetus. And that passage in particular changed my life. When I first read it, it was absolutely mind-blowing. I'd never read anything like that before, and never had these sort of things introduced to me or put into words in that manner. And yeah, I just found it amazing. So I just wanted to share that with you all. And please let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you.